Welcome to Our Culture to the World. Today on Our Culture to the World, we're going to talk about death announcements. Death announcements? Yes, death announcements. How are deaths announced where you live? In some places, I know we have there are obituaries in the newspapers, or maybe there's something on the radio or on television. And in Guyana, where I'm from, when I was growing up, at 9 p.m., everything stopped, everyone was quiet, and we had to listen to the death announcements on the radio. Yes, that ominous tune would come on, and the deaths were announced one by one with all the arrangements and so on. In more recent times, and when I say that, I want to say maybe over the past 25 years or so, things have changed. And even though deaths are still announced on the radio at 9 p.m., I think it's still 9 p.m., they're also announced on television. And so, a picture of the person is shown and all the arrangements are there on the television as well. Something that I found different and interesting when I was traveling last summer in Ghana, in West Africa, was when as I would be driving past and I would see these huge billboards with deaths of people being announced. In many cases, they were huge billboards. Sometimes they were little smaller signs. Like I remember one time we were going to a particular site through a hospital compound, and there was a sign, a small poster of someone who it seemed as though she was a healthcare worker, a relatively young person who had died, and it said, "What is it? Painful exit," and there was her picture and the various the information and so on about her. Yes, it said painful exit, and we can see this was a young lady who had died. But like I said, in other places, there were huge billboards on the side of the street. I'm sure you'll appreciate why I'm trying to blot out the faces because I don't have permission from the families to show them. In some cases, let's say if the person was a chief or somebody in that lineage, the sign would say royal transition. And yes, there would be the picture of the person and all the various arrangements and so on. Yes, this one shows the royal transition, the announcement of the death of a chief. That I found different and very interesting to see deaths announced in such a public way. There's even this one where the death announcement is on the back of a bus. And so I just thought I'd share that with you. What I found out though is that this was not always the case in Ghana, that that it's a more recent phenomena, and maybe with people who have a lot more resources, a lot more money, are able to do that. And but if you know any differently, and if you know of some other traditions of announcing deaths in Ghana and where you live, share them with me in the chat. Share them with our viewers in the chat. That would, we love to learn about new things, about new cultures, and so go ahead and share with us. Thank you so much for watching Our Culture to the World. We're going to continue to share about cultures around the world. We're going to continue to find interesting people to speak with, for them to share their experiences with you. And so keep watching. I'm going to see you soon as we meet more people and we learn from their experiences and we continue to share about our beautiful world in our next episode of Our Culture to the World. Bye now.